Welcome back to the Reselling for Profit channel. Today I want to talk about analyzing your inventory data, and the places that you source. So we will actually be using my current inventory as the basis of it. So I'm an open book right now. We'll take a look at my inventory and I'll let you know what kind of places to look for, how to kind of pivot your data and see additional information that might help you make decisions on where you source, what you source, and things like that. So we'll go ahead and get started. Right now we're looking at my inventory, and I'm not really shy to share this data because right now you're seeing my oldest data. I actually have items right now that are way back from 2017. But if you keep a running inventory log, that's what you'll be able to have data for. So I've actually created a new file for 2019 and copied over my beginning inventory for 2019 into the workbook. I've already inputted some of my sales, so you'll see some items have already sold. But as of right now, after you deduct all the items that I've sold, the file did it itself already, but I have 332 items in inventory. Now, you want to compare that to the number you actually have listed maybe on your platform that you list everything on. This might be different if you don't actually inventory your personal items, and that's the case for me. I don't inventory my personal items, and I don't inventory a lot of the jewelry that I list because a lot of it's non-brand, and yeah, so I do account for it eventually, but for right now, I have 332 items I've thrifted. And my inventory value, if I had to end everything tomorrow, I had to call my PFF or my reseller friends down the street and tell them, hey, I need to close this down immediately. Will you give me $1,500 for all of my inventory? And I would know that I'm still kind of in the green, that I've mostly made my money back. Yeah, so I can do that if that ever happens, knock on wood. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but at least you know how much capital you have invested into your business. So for me, that's 1,600 right now. I think this is pretty up to date, and that's actually a pretty good feeling because my sales are around that, a bit lower than that each month. So I know that I'm making up for my inventory each month, and things like that. The next number is average age of inventory, 243. So that number for me is very skewed. I'm sure if I mark these two items as not available, let's see how that data changes. I'm going to do that in a moment, but it went from 243. It's loading, but I'm sure that number will now change to something a bit lower. I would think at least a couple weeks worth. But oh, it only changed one day. Isn't that strange? Okay, well, I will undo that data. So I guess it doesn't really matter, but it's kind of nice to know if you're a fast flipper, like you do the bins and you want to sell things within 2 months. It's good to see how much items kind of are sticking around, lingering, and things like that. It's also a good way to judge when to donate or kind of relist an item, you know. So the average cost for my inventory right now is $481. So is that where I want to be? Is that where I thought I was? So that's what the questions you want to ask yourself. Is that number skewed because of something? Like, for example, I paid $27 for a bunch of these dresses at TJ Maxx that I regret, but if I were to put these as $2, I'm sure my $4.81 would change as well. So let's see how that changes, because that's like $200 of my inventory right there. So that's changing right now. I'll let it load a little bit. So that's some of the things that I look at. Those are some of the key things you want to keep track kind of back in your mind about your inventory. Now up here on the right, I have something that does subtotals. It shows you the average, your lowest, and your highest cost for the items in your inventory. And that's also interesting to see. And what's nice is that those formulas can actually auto adjust if you use the filter function in these columns. So if you want to know the average price you pay for jeans, I will go next and filter to jeans and show you how it changes. I'm still waiting for that number to update. I thought I had super high speed internet, but I think with the screen recording, it's a bit lagging. Let's see, come on, 41. What will it be? 474. Okay, I need to go and buy everything at $1 in the next 2 months. Yeah, things have gotten expensive lately. They have gotten a little bit too desperate. Anyways, so let's look at jeans. So if you are filling out these categories, you have to do it yourself. And I can be lazy sometimes with that. You'll see, and it's okay to edit this part of the sheet. So you're basically just filtering the data, and you can see how empty I leave sometimes the data. But it looks like the average, let's see, that's still loading as well. But I can check that this data is correct, so I can see that right now I have $86 invested in jeans. You can actually also click that and it'll show you that data here as well. So my average price for jeans is $357. So maybe, like for me, I like to make sure that the jeans normally sell for at least $20 on Poshmark, because then I get $16 minus 4, that's $12 profit. And I'm usually happy with that. But it looks like I paid $8 for a pair of jeans. That's okay. So that information will show up here as well momentarily. Yeah, see how it all changed? And you can do that really on any category, including if an item is available or not available. So I will put that filter back in. I can also look at stores. So if I want to see, for example, let's look at my Dallas haul. Well, actually, it'll exclude a lot of things. I actually can't look at it too much. If I had my data from last year, it can show you how much profit I made on the stuff I profited in Dallas. That'll be another video. Making a note of that. I might forget to do that. But anyways, if you want to, sort the data, you can see the subtotal has changed here. Another thing that I want to talk about in this video is the inventory analysis tab by sourcing location. So this is an auto-updating table. It'll look a little bit different in Excel, but it does the same thing. And right now I've pre-organized it for a certain way to look at the places that you source at. So I have in the first column the location, then it's the month you shop there and the time you shop there, the purchase date. The idea is that you can see kind of your progression and see the different trips split out. Then in the first 3 columns here, this is for all of your available items. So you haven't sold these. Basically, I still have an item left over from my February haul for $3. It looks like from July 25th, I have $56. And the idea is that the grand total will show you your total trip when you went there. So